Okay, it's saying we're live. I don't know if we are. I'm very close to the webcam right now. I am just realizing this. Should I? Should I? Can I zoom out? Can I? Oh no, that is the opposite of zooming out. That's zoom in. Let's just leave it at that. Like, this is good. So hi, everyone. I can't see you right now. I need to get chat open, but I'm assuming you're well. There's been a lot of you here for a while. So I'll just keep talking. It's saying I'm live. I can see myself. So I think I should probably tweet out and post on Facebook that we are live, though. So to Facebook. We are live, guys. It's an AMA. So some of my real life friends, I don't like people I know in real life watching my videos. I don't mind it. I don't stop them. But it always makes me feel a little bit uncomfortable when they say, "Yeah, you said this in one of your videos," and then I know some of them are going to be watching this, so it's kind of like, some of you are fangirl screaming. Specifically, one of you called Longster. Longstare? I don't know what you prefer. That went down the wrong way. Why is my name It's Super Effective? Might as well get right into the questions. Oh, by the way, guys, this is going to go on for an hour, so we're starting at 11 p.m. An hour late. Sorry about that. So this will go on till midnight. I'm sorry that it's only an hour, but hey, you'll get a big AMA when I reach 100,000 subscribers. So why is my name It's Super Effective? Well, when I started this channel, Pokemon X and Y had just been released. So, and I planned to do video game content and comic book content. And I was going to alternate each day of the week. So one day you'd have a video game video, the next day a comic book video, and so on and so forth. And I was going to do something called Geek News every day. So you'd get 2 videos a day. Then I discovered, not many people watch video game content, well, not when you're smaller on YouTube, because it's such an oversaturated market. And unless you have a really good idea, no one's going to watch you, or unless you're good at being on camera, which, let's be honest, when I first started, I was not good at being on camera. So yeah, no one really watched my video game content, but at the time there weren't many people doing comic book content, and there's still not that many people doing comic book things. So that side of things took off, but no one watched my video game stuff, so I just stopped. So to answer your question, my name's It's Super Effective because I was going to do a lot more video game stuff than I was doing. I stopped it for a while. Now I've started it back up, but only for weekends. When did I first decide that I wanted to create my own comics as a career? It wasn't really, there wasn't really ever a moment where I went, I'm going to make comics. Yeah, it just kind of, because I've been reading them my entire life. They're a constant factor. The fact that I have limbs is a constant factor. The fact that I read comics was a constant factor. So to me, there wasn't ever a moment where I went, I'm going to make comics. That has just always been an aspect of something I've wanted to do about me. What happened to becoming Robin? Can someone please tell him? Because I've answered this question like a million times. It's in pre-production again. I think I've answered that in every AMA since October. It's in pre-production again. The next episode is either going to be out this month or September. I'm not going to let it get to the 1 year mark if my life depends on it. But basically what's happened is Becoming Robin has actually been split into 3 different series now. I don't think I've ever talked about this in a video. So Becoming Robin has actually been split into 3 separate series. Cosplay 101, which no one watched. There's already 1 episode up of it, and no one watched it. Well, some people watched it, but not as many as I would have liked. Cosplay 101 and Cosplay Transformations, which is going to be about makeup for cosplay, because at least in the UK scene in cosplay, I know cosplay is a little bit different in America and the way that people approach it. But over here in the UK, like, if you don't wear makeup with your cosplay, it's a little bit like, and you want to enter competitions, or are you just doing this for fun? Because if you're wearing makeup, if you're not wearing makeup and you plan on entering competitions, what are you doing? Like, because over here, part of the points that you earn from cosplay competitions is actually your makeup. How well is it done? Have you just put on a layer of foundation and called that good, or have you contoured your face? And then even above that, how much have you contoured your face? Have you done sort of like a total gender transformation kind of deal? It's a lot. There's a lot that goes into makeup. So Cosplay Transformations is going to kind of explore cosplay makeup, and then Becoming Robin is still going to be about fitness for cosplay, but it's going to solely focus on the fitness aspect. The actual cosplay aspect is going to be in the other 2 series. This is going to be like, okay, so you want to cosplay this character. Well, here's a couple of exercises that you can do to achieve this character's body. Oh, so you want to cosplay this character as well. Well, here's another few exercises, and each episode is going to kind of focus on exercise and maybe nutrition as well. It's just that I feel like the cooking aspect of episode 1 of Becoming Robin went on for a little bit too long. So maybe I'll touch on nutrition from time to time, but I won't make every episode about it. Congrats on the 90,000 subs. Thank you. Do I like Teen Titans Go? I don't mind it. I think the hate behind it is really uncalled for, because so many people are saying, oh, it's not like the original Teen Titans, and by that they mean the original cartoon. It ain't trying to be the original cartoon. In fact, the only reason it used the lineup that it's using is for people to recognize it. If they called it the Teen Titans and then didn't use that lineup, people would have been complaining anyway. So people will just need to get over it and judge it for what it is. And what it is not that bad. Am I going to do more projects with the Weekly Pull team? I actually have a video going up on Benny's channel next week. It's made. He's got it. I need to double check that he's got it, because he never replied to me. I have a thing in my eye. Yeah, I need to check that he's got it, because he didn't get back to me. Yeah. Yeah, I've got a video going up on Benny's channel. There have been talks. I know all 5 of us, because for all of you that don't know, Comic Drake or Trailer Drake, the guy that does Smash History on Game Theorists, he's also a member of the Weekly Pull, and he is interested in doing a project that we kind of briefly spoke about, but there have been no plans going forward. And there's quite some major things that I can't talk about. I'm just there for the ride, basically. But I definitely want to do more stuff with other YouTubers in general. I actually applied to join. I'm not going to give names in case this doesn't go through. There's actually like quite a large group of YouTubers that always work together here in the UK, and they're very well known around the world. And I went on their website and saw that if you were an existing YouTuber, you can apply to join them. And what I do doesn't necessarily line up with what they traditionally do, but it's kind of still on the fringe because it is geeky content. So I was like, hey, let's give this a shot. Let's try joining these guys. So I might become a member of that, and that would be cool. Do I like South Park? I love South Park. My favorite episode has to be their heavy metal episode, where they go into the universe of that movie Heavy Metal. And there's that guy that's like, I see you have fallen in love with my daughter's rockin' tits. I love that episode. Deadpool or Batman? I don't like Deadpool, so Batman. Have I ever watched Linkara's videos? Yeah, I have. I don't watch many people's videos in general. just because I don't have time. But those that I do watch, I really do appreciate. And one time I did check out Linkara. I appreciate the work that he puts into his videos. But when I'm constantly making comic book videos myself, my way of relaxing isn't going to be by watching more comic book videos, which is, I'm very open with Benny, Rob, and Sal, that I don't really watch any of their videos. Actually, no, that's not true. If they make a video on a topic I'm interested in, I watch that for sure. I probably watch Rob more than anyone else, which is actually not all that weird. How do I do my hair? Hairspray. Seriously, if you want to get good at styling hair, you need to get a good haircut. I recommend Japanese hair salons. They're the best. That or a stylist that comes to your house. I pay a lot for my haircut, so I have a stylist that comes to my house, but Japanese hair salons, they are the best in the world. If you live in San Francisco, there's one in J-Town. Go to that. Yeah, and then just go from there. Say, hey, I want my hair layered. I'll give you layered hair. Ask for it to be thinned out if your hair is super thick like mine, and go from there. And then you can try doing any kind of style that you like. I'm actually growing my hair out though. I want to look like some kind of elven prince from Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit. Do I read manga? Well, I make lots of videos about anime manga. I can't list all the manga that I read because I've been reading it since I started actively collecting volumes in 2003. So I have to have been reading it since the year 1999. Have I seen Batman the Animated Series? The 90s one, in which case, yes. What are my thoughts on it? It's a product of its time that is a pillar in comic book history that we should all appreciate. And the same goes with the X-Men cartoon. By today's standard, neither of them are very good. But by the standards of back then, they were amazing. So I can appreciate that. What was my first convention? It was London MCM Expo in its old venue back in like, it was one of the first ones, and it wasn't like, it was more of a social gathering than a convention, but it was still like run like a convention. Yeah, that was my first convention. When did I start cosplaying? Been cosplaying for 8 years, so 15 minus 8, and then you'll get your answer. I can't do basic math when I'm tired, and I'm quite tired right now. Have I watched Tokyo Ghoul? Yeah, it's not really my thing. It's not really my thing. Can you cosplay as Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan one of these days? I want to do, to answer that question, probably not. But I do want to, because I want to build up in body muscle quite a bit. I want to gain around 20 kilos of muscle in the next year or two. So I definitely, yeah, I want to do a really good Vegeta cosplay because I've yet to see a really good one. Most of them are like skinny guys and in a Vegeta spandex suit, and I just want to do like a really, really good one. Do I have a drag name? It depends when. I went through 3 drag names, but my final one was Bebedora, and I was named after, so I know it does technically mean drinker in Spanish, but it wasn't named after that. There's was a game called Ark the Lad Twilight of Spirits, and there was a character in it called Bebedora. And she was like, she had like this hat that had a giant eye over it and that covered both of her eyes. And she had like this dress that had a giant mouth on it, and she store all her potions and stuff in this mouth, and she used black magic. And I named myself after her because I was a loser. Who am I cosplaying as in my profile pic? I'm cosplaying Noise with a Z from Dramatical Murder. What is the kind of anime or manga that I like? Mostly slice of life stuff that focuses on the mundane. Yeah, stuff that focuses on the mundane aspects of life. Just general funny conversations. Like my favorite anime is Lucky Star. Just because of that, it's more about the mundane, and I don't know, you get attached to these characters. Am I excited for Suicide Squad? Someone didn't watch my Suicide Squad video. I want to be excited for it. That's what I'm gonna say. Have I heard of the K-Wings? I've heard of them. Feel like I should know what they are. I've probably given them some kind of nickname in my mind. Let's Google this. Oh, it's a Let's Play group. No, you don't. I've heard of them, but I can't say I've ever watched them. Do I like Disney movies? Not all that much, if I'm honest. Growing up, even then, I was more of a Warner Brothers kind of kid. I loved Warner Brothers movies. I loved the Looney Tunes growing up. I especially identified with Bugs Bunny, being a gay kid. Lots of gay kids say, or gay people say that they love Bugs Bunny. And it's actually a psychological thing because of how fluid Bugs Bunny can be in terms of 1 minute he can dress like this, the next minute he can dress like that, and he can fit into any situation. It's actually a psychological thing because lots of gay kids, where they feel like they can't fit into any situation because they are gay and they don't fit into society, do aspire to be more like Bugs Bunny. Fun fact. Lots and lots of gay people say they really liked Bugs Bunny. Excited for the new Star Wars movie? I have never seen a Star Wars movie. I answer that in every AMA. I have never seen a Star Wars movie, and I'm going to be honest, I don't intend to start watching them. It's not that I dislike Star Wars. It's that it's so deep into, like, embed into our society that I know everything that happens. And so I'm not excited to see anything to do with Star Wars anymore because I haven't seen the movies. And because it's everywhere, I just don't care. Guys, I'm not going to answer questions about the group that I'm joining. Like, I don't want to hint you in the wrong direction or the right direction. I've given my description, and I don't want to make it obvious because I might not join them. They've got my application. They haven't seen it yet. But, you know, if they say no, I don't want you guys to be disappointed and get angry at them. At the same time, I don't want them to feel pressured into letting me in because people are expecting it. So... what side am I on for the Civil War? The side where they do a spin-off Young Avengers TV show and cast me as Wiccan. Favorite Dragon Ball Z character? My first animated crush, Vegeta. Have I ever watched The Last Airbender or The Legend of Korra? I watched all The Last Airbender. Me and my ex boyfriend, one of the first times we ever saw each other face to face. I actually started living with him for 3 months before I had to return to the UK because he was an American. And one of the first nights there, or one of the first 2 days there, we just marathoned every single episode of Avatar because he had all of them on DVD. Yeah. Not very romantic, especially considering it's with my ex, but I did make sure I saw every episode of Avatar because I hadn't seen a lot, especially of Fire, the final season. So, yeah. What are your thoughts on reality shows, and would you ever be on one? I feel like reality shows do have the potential to do good, just like documentaries do have the potential to do good. And we've explored that medium enough that most documentaries do explore something in either a neutral or a good lighted fashion. But whereas reality shows, they're very, how do I put it? You can do them so they do good and so they're not worth less than crap, but they have to be done much like a neutral documentary. And to that end, I do not like most reality shows. However, reality competitions, which I do put in a different category, again, most I think are totally crap, but some of them do genuine good. I think the only reality competition that I actually would say does genuine good and intends to do good is RuPaul's Drag Race, because it really does show the world that, you know, gay people and drag queens, they're people. They have their own emotions. And yeah, that one kind of does go into a bit of drama, but, you know, it's a competition that it does kind of need good guys, bad guys. But to that end, it does do good things, and I think we can allow it a bit of leeway. What is my favorite movie? Beetlejuice. It was the first movie I ever remember watching, and I still love it to this day. Have I ever watched the Eurovision Song Contest? I have watched Eurovision in the past. Which element of your work gives you the most personal satisfaction? When I can make people laugh. I think a lot of you guys don't actually realize that before I started YouTube, I was a working stand-up comedian. Yeah, I did a lot of stand-up comedy. I was also a drag queen, so I liked to make people laugh. And then I was also an improv comedian. And I love making people laugh. I love performing. And, you know, when I know I've made people laugh, that's when I get my most satisfaction. What is my favorite video game? Final Fantasy IX. It's the only one that I replayed. I'm trying to count how many times I replayed it. I've replayed through the entire game twice this year. Since it got made into like, since it's on the PS Vita, I literally just always have it on my PS Vita no matter what. And if I'm like, oh, I need to poo, I have Final Fantasy IX. I'm on my third Let's Play of it now because I love the story so much. I don't get tired of that story. What did I watch? Inside Out. Any thoughts? Inside Out. I liked it a lot. I feel like it's a bit overdone now. Like I came out of it really, really loving it, and I was really, really passionate about it. But then Disney's marketing, you know, they kind of oversaturate their movies until their movies don't mean anything anymore. And because of that, I'm just a bit like, So if I'm looking at it for just the movie as it is, I liked Inside Out a lot. What is my favorite song? See, that changes every week. Because I love music. I do genuinely love music. At the moment, I'm really into Zero Gravity by Curly. I was I heard that song when it first came out, and I was really into it then. And recently I've started re-listening to it, and I really like it again now. Can or will I make a noise cosplay tutorial ever? I have a makeup tutorial for him coming out in a few weeks. But to make the costume itself, no, because I already have a noise costume, and I don't. It's kind of a waste of money for me to remake it. If my cosplay prints start selling and my cosplay sort of funds itself, then I'd totally do that. But have I played Batman Arkham Knight? If so, what are my thoughts? I haven't played any of the Arkham games since the first one. They're not my kind of Batman games. They don't reflect Batman in the light that I actually like Batman for, if that makes sense. I don't really. So they've gone with this actiony Batman that punches first, then gets his answers out of you, then continues to punch. And I don't like that. Like Batman doesn't do that. Like that's not Batman. Like it's what a lot of people think Batman is, and I'm not going to say, oh, that's wrong. But for me, as a comic book reader, someone that's been reading comics, like if we think about every comic I've ever read, I've read every single Batman issue, almost going right back to the 60s. Batman doesn't punch first, then ask questions later. He's a detective. His comic is called Detective Comics for a reason. So he's going to get his answers without violence if he can. And lots of people I know wouldn't think that would be an interesting game. But I would have preferred a Batman game that reflected that. Like if you're going to call it Batman, do Batman or create an original character. My favorite Pokemon. I love Plus and Minun. I love those two. I love Pichu, Pachirisu. I really, really like. I can't call it my favorite because that's my friend Anne's favorite, Anchirisu. So I can't call that one my favorite. But I like a lot of Pokemon. Have I finished Naruto? I finished the first series, but Shippuden. Isn't Shippuden the animated series still going? I haven't read the manga since around 2009. No, 2008. God, it's been a while. Okay. Which Kingdom Hearts game do I like the most? I really enjoyed Birth by Sleep because I thought the costuming on that one was really, really strong, and costuming's a big thing for me. Thing is, with Kingdom Hearts games, because I'm not a big, how do I put it, Disney fan, I actually forget a lot of the Disney content's there, and then I start replaying them because I love the story of Kingdom Hearts. And if you think about like the core story, the actual fundamental parts of the story, you could take out the Disney parts and it probably wouldn't change. So, you know, oh, you could say, well, what about all the worlds Sora goes to? Exactly that. They're called worlds. They're not called the Disney worlds. They're not called Hercules worlds. They're not called the Princess worlds. And even then, the Seven Princesses of Heart, or however many there were, they're called princesses. They're not called the Disney princesses. They could be any generic girls. So if you really strip down the story just to its sheer bones, it wouldn't be anything to do with Disney. And I think that's the reason I actually forget Disney's there. And so when I start playing it again, because like I said, I'm not really the big fan of Disney, I'm just be like, oh, right, you're there, Donald and Goofy. Can you not be? What made me start YouTube? I started YouTube back in 2005. 2005 or 2004. I was emo kid in school, didn't have any friends. So because of that, I I I started making YouTube vlogs. I was one of the first vloggers, and then I got it was on a little webcam that had a built-in microphone and everything. And then I eventually started making gaming videos because I got a portable DVD player that you could actually record DVDs onto, and it would record what was ever on the screen onto a blank DVD. So I'd do that, and then I'd rip the data off of the DVD onto my computer. Like, I'd just burn it to my computer and then upload that footage to YouTube. And then I'd have my webcam going, and I'd have like a face cam, but it was like angled at the side of my face because I didn't want anyone knowing who I was. It was bad. And I made those kinds of videos. I was like either the first or one of the first, at least 10 gaming channels on YouTube. And then in like 2007, there was like a massive takedown of all gaming content on YouTube. Like, if you didn't have a company's direct sort of permission to make gaming videos, you lost your channel. So I started making voiceover videos, started doing fan dubs to anime, and that channel's still up. Please don't look for it. You'll never find it. And that wasn't a challenge, by the way. You will just never find it. And yeah, after that, I don't know. I just started YouTube for something to do, really. I didn't really have friends. It's weird because if I think back to what I was really, really into back then, I don't think I ever made video because I've always been really, really into comics. Didn't make any videos about comics. Was a competitive Yu-Gi-Oh player. I've never made a video on Yu-Gi-Oh in my life. I haven't played Yu-Gi-Oh competitively in about 8 years now, but still. Oh, and I just answered the question, do I like to play Yu-Gi-Oh? Haven't played it competitively in 8 years, but I played it from its sort of release in the UK. And then Yu-Gi-Oh! GX happened, and I was really, really into the show Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. I didn't play it competitively during that time period. I think I still played it with friends, though, because I do remember watching the show's final season of the English dub and playing it with friends and thinking, what am I doing? I'm way too old to be doing this. Hey, so everyone, the girl that's saying Amiro's 311 didn't have friends. I didn't know you at that point. So Amiro's 311, everyone. She is my best friend in the world. We have known each other for 9 years, 8 years, one of the two. But I didn't know her when they played Yu-Gi-Oh. What is my natural hair color? Satan. It's black. It's pretty much black. What are my thoughts on Red Hood and the Outlaws? Kind of see why it needed to end, because I'm actually enjoying Red Hood and Arsenal, and without Starfire being there, it's actually given the comic a new life. Just going to throw that out there. But other than that, I really enjoy it. How often do I change my hair color? Depends on my mood. You know, I almost went, when I was doing my roots, I almost just said, let's just go no, let's just go for like a pastel blue. And I even tweeted out saying, I'm dyeing my hair pastel blue. But then I did dye it pastel blue, and it went green. So I bleached that out and dyed it silver. And I enjoy it silver still. Am I going to London Comic Con in October? I want to, but I've got European Games Expo at the end of September. So it really depends on how I'm feeling, because I've done a lot of conventions this year. So far I've done 12, and I'm just tired of conventions now. I just need a break. I feel like a good break, because I know my next convention after October MCM is is Hyper Japan in November, and it'll probably just be too much for me. So I'm thinking after European Games Expo, I'm just going to take a good break and just not go to any more conventions for the year. But we'll see. We'll see. What are my thoughts on Jim Gordon being Batman? We know it ends. Like, we know the issue it's going to end on, I think. Issue number 46, 44? I don't know. But either way, I'm just don't care. It's not bad, it's not good. I just don't care. I will say the skin-tight spandexy costume is the worst Batman costume in history. Like, why the hell does Batman's costume have lights on it? I had the same problem with Black Widow's costume in the Avengers Age of Ultron movie. Like, she's supposed to be a spy. Why does her costume have lights on it? People are like, yeah, but maybe it's like a special Avengers costume. Oh, what? Black Widow seems like the type of woman that goes, yeah, I want a special Avengers costume, and it's going to have like lights on it because I just want to feel so sparkly. No, her job is a spy. She's going to want to look like a fucking spy. What part of my body do I focus on when I go to the gym? Shoulders, definitely, because this will be different from person to person, but for me, I definitely have to pay more attention to my shoulders than any other part. But because I also want a really, really big chest, I just do bench presses multiple times a week, and that gives my shoulders a good pump. At the moment, I'm doing bench presses every other day, alternating between heavy days and light days. Am I excited for Batman and Robin Eternal? No. What is my favorite animal? I love cats. I do love cats, but now I've got a cat. I prefer my own cat to any other cat in this world. So I can't say I love all cats anymore. Aside from cats, I do love Yorkshire Terriers. I grew up with a Yorkshire Terrier though, and that because of that, I just love that dog. Like I love terriers in general. I don't really like big dogs, but I love terriers. Any terrier dog, I just think they're so cute, and especially the long-haired ones. You get a hairdryer and put it in a cool setting, and they're like blowing their hair like they're in that one shampoo advert, and by that one I mean all of them. What's my favorite artist for superhero comics and style? It depends on the story, really. I'm not really one to say, oh, this is my favorite artist. I really love just generic comic book art. Like, I know it's bad, but I love it. And the more defined and muscly they make the characters, the better for me for some reason, but not too much where it's like, there's a 15-year-old and they look like they're a 50-year-old bodybuilder. I don't like that. But no, I like generic superhero style. Will I ever come to USA Los Angeles Anime Expo? I want to. Probably the best way to get me there is to have the convention invite me, and you can do that just by messaging them. If you want me at a convention, send the convention an email and ask them to invite me. They might invite me, they might not invite me. At least that way they are aware of me, and they can then sort of come to me if they want to and say, hey, people have been asking for you to come to our convention. Here is tickets and into the convention at very least. And then I might have to pay for the hotel and flights on my own part, and that's okay. The only difference is for American conventions is obviously it's a lot of time and a lot of money out of my pocket, whereas for UK conventions, like, I can just stay with friends, especially for conventions in London. What TV shows am I into right now? None at the moment. I'm looking forward to lots. Like, I'm looking forward to RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars 2. I think I've already figured out who's in that season just by looking at each of the Queen's cancellations. I'm looking forward to season 8 of RuPaul's Drag Race. I'm looking forward to Supergirl. Lots of people are already saying it's bad, but I saw the pilot and I really, really liked it. So I'm probably going to do recap videos on Supergirl. But yeah, I don't really have any TV shows I watch at the moment, which is a bit sad. Have I read Sweet Tooth? Yes, I have read Sweet Tooth. More cosplay. I want to do more cosplay content. It's just expensive. It's expensive because with comic book videos, generally I've already got the comics. But with cosplay, I can't say, yeah, I've already got the fabrics, because no, I don't. I need to buy the fabrics. Favorite video game lore, Final Fantasy IX's lore. I love that game story. Do I use different camera angles for these AMAs? No, the only reason the camera angle is different this time is because I'm in a different room, and because of that I've had to and I'm actually using my PC, which is a tower, so I've got an external webcam that has its own stand and things, and you can't put it on top of a computer, otherwise I would be doing that. But normally for these AMAs I use my iMac or my MacBook. My favorite drag queen of all time. I love Willem, but then people say I'm a lot like Willem, which I don't see. And I love Alaska, and then a lot of people have told me I'm like Alaska. So excluding the ones that people have told me I'm like, I was about to say Katya, but someone told me I was like Katya recently. So the ones that I'm like, so Willem, Alaska, and Katya. What YouTubers do I watch that aren't about comics? Oh, I watch Dodger, Press Heart to Continue, but I don't watch her series of games that I want to do Let's Plays of, meaning I haven't seen Dandelion yet, which is apparently one of her best series. I haven't seen Heart of a Boyfriend yet, which again is apparently one of her best series. So that's a bit irritating. But her series Coffee Time was actually the inspiration behind my vlogging channel series Time to Work. And lots of people did notice that similarities, and I'm glad you did, because it was a big influence, and I'm enjoying doing Time to Work. For all of you that don't know, I have a vlogging channel called It's Not Very Effective, and every day on that channel I sit there and I talk about what I'm getting up to that day and what I've done in the past 24 hours. And I've been a bit bad about making Time to Works for this past week, but you know, starting tomorrow I'm getting back on it. I'm just gonna wake up every day, make a Time to Work as soon as I get up. Sometimes I will admit I do film a Time to Work and I'm a bit like, oh, I'm a bit too negative in this one, I'm gonna leave it a few hours and then make another one. And sometimes I do, and sometimes I forget. Do I like Minecraft? If you asked me that a few months ago, I would have told you no. But then I met my friend Kim, who's in the Yogs cast. Hold on 1 second. And I sort of said to her, okay, so what is behind this Minecraft thing? And she basically said to me, give it a fair try, because it can be fun. And I was like, okay. And so I started playing it recently, and I'm really, really into it. I filmed one bit of a Let's Play that's edited, but then I was like, well, I know Kim and her friend build stuff off camera, so let me just try building some stuff off camera. I've already built everything I was planning to build in the Let's Play. I've got like a glass castle that's in the sky, and I'm just using I'm using a mod pack, so I've got all like this all of these magic things in one part of the castle, and the other side of the castle is all science, and they're connected through a portal, and I love it. I love it. Can I recommend some indie books? As always, Sex Criminals is an amazing indie book. You should definitely go checking that out. Aside from Sex Criminals, we do have Wayward. Again, Wayward is very, very fun. And Wayward is like set in Japan. If you like anime, you'll like Wayward, basically. And then, oh, what else have we got? Sex Criminals, Wayward. There was an indie book I was reading earlier today. Sandman is technically not an indie book because it was made by DC's Vertigo imprint and it's not creator owned anymore, it's got the feel of an indie book, so definitely check out Sandman. Do I still want to do acting? Yeah, I do. It's difficult because I don't live in London, so it's kind of hard to get an agency. Maybe if I lived in LA, I do acting. Do a world tour. Are you gonna pay for it? Who are my least favorite drag queens? I hated Kennedy Davenport. Couldn't stand her. Roxy Andrews, really didn't like her. Yeah. Favorite old school Vertigo comic? Flex Mentallo, Man of Muscle Mystery. You haven't seen my video on him, definitely check it out. Will I do more on Sandman? Watch my video on Benny's channel next week, and that's all I'm gonna say. Did you know you were on Watch Mojo's Top X comic book people? I did know that. I have one of the highest rated comments on that video. Kind of burnt a bridge there with that comment, and I don't regret it. No, in fact, that's not fair to say. I will give Watch Mojo their credit. They have lots of things going on there. They're quite a big operation these days. But the thing is, if you're going to try and portray a top 10, do it fairly and don't try and use people's worst videos. And they told me it wasn't intentionally, but I've talked to quite a few of those people that were on that list, and all of us are saying those are some of our worst videos. So there had to have been a thing going on there. They used my oldest videos in a video that was supposed to be about top 10. Well, clearly my oldest videos that have some of my least views are not going to be my best videos, and they're not going to get me on the top 10 list. They should have been using my most recent videos. And I still stand by that. But you know what? They don't have time to be worrying about me, and I don't have time to be worrying about them. So it's whatever. Have I seen Wicked? I've seen Wicked 4 times. What was my first cosplay? My first ever cosplay, I think it was Len from Vocaloid. He wasn't even out yet. It was like just announced. His design was just announced, and yeah. Faust, do I mind fanfics featuring me and the Weekly Pool members? Go for it. Go for it. I don't care. The others might, but I know I don't. Favorite director? Can I say Tim Burton, but only from the late 80s to like mid 90s? Aside from Tim Burton, probably Del Toro. Have I seen Archer? No, I have not. Do I love Legos? No. I liked Lego Movie, so that's okay. Thoughts on Gaga being on American Horror Story Hotel? In the words of some of Gaga's biggest fans out there, yes. Opinions on the Final Fantasy VII remake? They're gonna kill it. Not that it wasn't already dead. You know, it's got quite a strong fan base, and if you like Final Fantasy VII, more power to you. I'm not a huge fan. I can appreciate what it did for gaming in general, but which was actually not all that much. It just kind of experimented with the 3D thing, and then they kept doing it anyway. But you know, lots of people really, really do like it. Lots of people like its story. Again, I'm not a huge fan of it, so I really don't care on a personal level. But then looking at what they're doing with it and talking to a lot of Final Fantasy VII fans, I can clearly see that they're going to kill it. Do I play Splatoon? Yes. I haven't in a few weeks. I need to get back into it. I was getting quite good at it as well. Favorite Wizard of Oz character? Are we talking books or the movie? Because I've read every single Wizard of Oz book. Probably my favorite Wizard of Oz character is Glinda. Who's my favorite Teen Titan? Probably. So I love Tim Drake to pieces. He's my favorite character of all time. But out of the Teen Titans, in terms of what a character did in the Teen Titans, definitely Kid Devil. I really, really liked Eddie Bloomberg. Do I like Final Fantasy VI? Yes, I really, really enjoy Final Fantasy VI. Which X-Men series is my favorite? I really like Claremont's run on the X-Men, but I think everyone does, so it doesn't really help. If I can't choose that, definitely the new X-Men, or is it the new X-Men or the New Mutants? No, it was New X-Men Academy X, which was a spin-off from New Mutants in the Tsunami imprint. My favorite run on the X-Men is New X-Men Academy X. My hairstyle makes me look like I have elf ears. Yeah, well, the B in front of your name makes it look like you have a bum. Why do I like Glinda more than Elphaba? Because, okay, if we're judging just from Wizard of Oz in terms of the books, Elphaba was an evil character. She didn't have like this tragic backstory that was explored in Wicked, because Wicked is essentially fan fiction. In fact, it's not essentially fan fiction. It is fan fiction that happened to be a play. And then it, so you can't, if I'm judging by including Wicked, yeah, I like Elphaba a lot. But she wasn't like that in the Wizard of Oz books, and she wasn't like that in the Wizard of Oz movie either. She wasn't even called Elphaba in the Wizard of Oz books. Which X-Men character would I want to cosplay? I really, 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 really want to cosplay Elixir, but I know I'm never going to do it because the amount of body paint. Current favorite animated show. The only one I'm really watching is Steven Universe, and even then I'm taking a break while episodes are released. How do I keep my hair healthy of all of the color? Argan oil, deep treatment conditioners, and protein packs. I basically go to any Caribbean beauty beauty shop, or if you're in America, it will be an African beauty shop. And yeah, just get all the products there that they would recommend for healthy hair. Do I prefer Cyborg as a Teen Titan or founding member of the Justice League? I was never a huge fan of Cyborg, so I don't really care either way. Have I ever played Halo? Yeah, I'm not a fan of FPSs. Faust, why are you so fabulous? Well, if you work hard and sacrifice enough to Satan, you just naturally end up like this. Do I like hamburgers? Homemade ones, yes. And McDonald's ones I like a lot. Because everyone says McDonald's is bad, but it's all Americans that say that. Because every time I talk to my friends over here in the UK, all of us say McDonald's isn't terrible. It's not the best, but it's not bad. Do I like coffee? I like frappuccinos, but they're kind of like milkshakes with coffee flavoring. But yeah. My favorite hair color at the moment, I'm really feeling silver. Have I ever played Hearthstone? Not yet, no. I've got an iPad now. I should probably play it. Mystic comic to recommend. I guess a Shadow Pact is a good one. Shadow Pact, Justice League Dark. Do I like tea? I like Earl Grey tea. I like Earl Grey tea. I like just plain black tea, yeah. What obscure character should get a lot more recognition? Enchantress. Just Enchantress. What am I drinking? Orange squash. Do I love Harry Potter? I like it. It's there. It's not bad. Have I seen the Persona 3 movie? Yes. Yes, I have seen it. I like it, but I prefer the game. You really can tell it's made more for a game format. Do I have a favorite MMORPG currently? Really into Final Fantasy XIV. Really like Mabinogi. I've been playing Mabinogi since 2008, 2006. I feel like, no, it was 2007 because the North American Mabinogi was in its beta, and I wanted to try that out, but I couldn't because it was region locked. So I was like, oh damn, what am I going to do? So I tried some Googling because I didn't really understand what a region lock was back then, and so I thought maybe I could get around it. But no, I couldn't get around it. But then I found out there was actually an English-speaking community in the Taiwanese Mabinogi. So I just started playing the Taiwanese one. And so I'm playing Mabinogi since then. I do play on the American one now because they eventually just took away the region blocking and anyone from anywhere could play it. Who is my favorite actress? I don't really have one. I don't really have favorite actors and actresses. No one that you guys would have heard of, and that's not like oh, I like obscure movies. It's just because I used to be an actor, so I worked with actors and actresses. Did I ever play an instrument? I played the flute and the piano. Don't know how I planned on playing those together ever. How old am I? I'm in my mid-20s. Do I play guitar? Oh, that's another instrument I played, the guitar. And people can tell just by looking at me, because I scream had an emo phase. In fact, I kind of scream still in emo phase. Not, really not. But I look like I should be a member of an emo band. I will admit that. I think my emo man band would be called Tears from Hell. Oh, that sounds so generic emo band, but it's perfect. Oh, what are my thoughts on CW shows like Arrow and Flash? There hasn't been a superhero TV show that I've enjoyed ever. Ever. Do I think gaming will ever finish Sandman Overture? Yes, because it finished. Who is my favorite band? I don't really have a favorite band, because like I said, I don't really have a favorite song. I do have a favorite artist, and that's Imogen Heap. But yeah. No, we've already discussed. Alex Matilo said that the Effective would be my emo band, but no, because we've already discussed in one of my Twitch streams that the Effective would be my fashion line, and just Faust Effective would be my perfume, but you have to whisper it. What is my favorite mediums? Comics, games, movies. Okay, I love costumes. Does that count as a medium? Because favorite mediums, comics, games, movies, like in terms of like entertainment mediums, yeah, comics, games, and movies. Do I like horror movies? Depends. I like horror movie. I don't like horror movies that mess with my mind, but I like horror movies that are kind of like camp. I love camp horror. I don't like gory horror like Saw, and I don't like psychological horror, but I like camp horror. Who is your favorite comic book YouTuber, not including yourself? I don't watch any other comic book YouTubers. Actually, no, that's not true. I do watch Comic Book Girl 19. Weirdly enough, she is the only one I've never spoken to that I'm aware of. There are obviously ones out there that, you know, I've never spoken to them because they're just not on my radar. They might be one day, who knows? But yeah, Comic Book Girl 19. I'm pretty sure she's aware of me. I'm definitely aware of her, and I really like her stuff. Go and get her X-Men Epic History Volume 2, The Phoenix Saga, because lots of people complaining about buying it. I bought it because it's like, what, $2, $3? It's crazy cheap, and it's really, really good. Like, definitely, please go and support her. What languages do I speak? English, a lot more French than I thought I did, and probably more Japanese than I think I do. I was in Japan. No, not Japan. I was in France for a week at the beginning of July for an anime convention called Japan Expo, and obviously everything was in French around us. And I thought like I spoke some French, but not all that much. No, I got around just fine and functioned and was able to hold semi-full conversations in French. Thoughts on iZombie? Love the comic, hate the TV show. And does anyone else stare at the screen awkwardly when he's silent? I know I do. I mean, phew, that asshole being silent, am I right? I remember Rob ranting on Comic Book Girl 19, and I was like, ... Yeah, Rob and I have kind of spoken about that, and I was just like, hey, it's whatever. You had to get something out of your system. Rob and I are cool. Like, Rob is the chillest guy you will ever meet. Like, the same goes with Benny and Sal. Though my favorite thing about Sal is his resting bitch face. He has the strongest resting bitch face in the world, and I love it. Do I play Smash Brothers? I haven't got the new Wii U one yet, but up till then, yeah, I've got every other one, excluding the Wii U one. Who's my favorite Steven Universe character? Got it. I love her song, Stronger Than You. I love it. Faust, do you like how minority groups are being portrayed in media, whether it's social media, television, or comics? I like how it's happening, but I don't think we're quite there yet. There are some things that are wrong. Excuse me 1 second, guys. Are you coming in? Come on, come say hi to everyone. Oh, hello. Okay, say hi to everyone, baby. Everyone, this is Baby. He is my cat. Oh, okay. Okay, you just want hugs? Okay. This is Baby. He likes to snug. Do I listen to T-Wizzled? No. Do I meet other British YouTubers? I'm friends with Anjarisu, Nudarella, Becky Cruel, Kelsey Ellison. I kind of know Abby Pop, but we're not all that close. Kim from the Yogscast, I'm friends with. I've met Ali A and I've worked with him on a thing, but that thing's not happening now. There's Amy Lee, the Minecrafter. I'm friends with her. Yeah, I met quite a lot of British YouTubers, but you know, not a lot. I haven't worked with many on anything though. Would I ever cosplay someone from Steven Universe? There are no males that I'd like to cosplay in it, so no. Can I dress up in drag for my next AMA? No. Are you a fan of foreign music, such as J-rock and K-pop? Love J-rock, love J-pop, love K-pop. Yeah. Can I please go to Blackpool Comic Con? Maybe. That's all I can say. Hey. You falling asleep? Falling asleep? Can I put you down? Okay, no. I've still got my cat here. I'm sorry. He does this. Like, you'll be sat there doing a thing, and then he'll decide that he wants attention now. Okay. Okay, you want to go down now? Okay, go on. Favorite drag queen? I think I've already answered that one. 21. I love 21. Okay, now you want out. Did you just want a hug? And we're back. Can I come to Ireland? Maybe. Have I ever been to China? Only passing through. So I'm not going to say I have, because it doesn't count when you don't leave the airport. Cat or comics? If we're talking my cat, and we're talking which one to sacrifice, I'm going to sacrifice all comics. Like, my cat is my child. I call him my fur baby, or my cat child. Do I like pro wrestling? No, I'm a pacifist. Oh, I love Shiny, or Shiny, whatever you want to call them. I love them. My favorite song by them is Up and Down. Oh, never had a music video, so most people haven't heard of it. Are you in my pajamas? Wearing pajama bottoms, but this is a clean top. I'll probably sleep in it. Opinion on Drag Race Season 7. I think I already answered this, but I'm not sure. So I'm going to make this one of my last 4 questions, and then we're going to go into quick fire rounds. So my opinion on Drag Race Season 7 is that it was overproduced. There were too many cooks in the kitchen. They were trying to make, like, oh, this character could be bad, but then they're good, but then they're bad. And where's the focus going to be? Is it going to be on Ginger? No, it's going to be on Violet. No, it's going to be on so-and-so. And they didn't put the focus on characters that people could like, and because of that, no one was really all that likable. And so, yeah, Drag Race Season 7 was overproduced and missed the point. So now we're going into quick fire rounds. So, manga or comics? Why would I choose? Can I sing a parody? Only if I can make a parody music video, and for that I need money. Thoughts on George Zimmerman? Okay. Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Pokemon? Why would I choose? You're going to reach 100k subs very soon. Am I excited? My butthole is going... would I come to Puerto Rico Comic-Con? I'd love to. Ask the convention to invite me, if it's overseas especially. Do my Batman voice. No. I was going to, but it's like... no. What was school like for you? Terrible. Lady Gaga, yay or nay? I love it. In fact, not yay. Yes. Do I like bacon? No. I know. I'm definitely from Satan. What time is it where I'm at? 3 past midnight. Superboy and Robin bromance. Superboy and Robin bromance. What do I think? Sure, by bromance, best friends. That was in the comics. Did your emo phase include listening to Black Veil Brides? Black Veil Brides were not a thing during my emo phase, so showing my age there. And would I go to San Diego Comic-Con? I'm planning on it next year. And that's where we're going to end off, guys. So thank you guys so much for watching. I can't believe we are now at, I think, almost 96,000 subscribers. We're going to be at 100,000 so soon. I know I'm doing a Draw My Life video for 100,000. You know, it's been such an amazing journey to this point. It's totally changed everything for me. But yeah, thank you guys so much. And also, please go and subscribe to my vlogging channel. There's a link to it on my channel's main page. It's called It's Not Very Effective. I make videos there every single day. And if you watch those videos and like sort of support my show, and it's me, it's like one of these AMAs. So if you like my AMAs, you'll like my show. It's just you don't ask me questions. It's just I'm talking to my webcam. If you like my personality and hearing me talk about things, you'll probably like my daily vlogs. They're called Time to Work. But yeah, please go and support those, because if you support those, then I'll have more ability to make bigger and better projects, and that would be amazing. But for now, thank you guys so much for tuning into this AMA, and I will see you all again very, very soon. And by that I mean see you in tomorrow's video.